17th of July, 2024. This is a loose cannon. So I want to talk about a few things that is all over the news, and the people are focusing on where the shells are falling. They're not looking at the cannon. First thing I want to address is this thing about this mass hysteria that is being stoked among citizens about cashless society. I read a lot of these things and I listen to a lot of these commentators and I shake my head. It seems to me they are of the opinion that every person that listens to their shit is stupid as they are. Now today there was again, or yesterday, Facebook thing and whatever about cashless society. Now, I am an exception to my age group because I wrote my first commercial database application in 1984. Think about that. That was just when PCs and things started. So I've been there from the beginning. I saw how computers made our lives easier, made more things possible. And I myself made a life in the computer environment. Yes, I did some other stuff also, but always since 1983, I was involved with computer stuff. I was one of the first certified ACPAC installers in Africa. That is an accounting system. I was involved with guys in ACPAC that wrote additional modules for ACPAC. I was working with a guy that wrote the cash book version, for instance. Things like that. I've been there. Now, then they started with a story here about central bank digital currencies. And then immediately they fall into that story of how dangerous it is and all the negatives about it and so forth. They had the same stories about cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, the blockchain and all of that. The fact of the matter is, if everything is wiped off the table today for the whole world and the whole financial system must be redesigned from scratch, it would be digital currencies on the blockchain. Why? Because it's more efficient, it's more practical, and it is more trackable and traceable. That is the realities. So to just make these blind statements, blanket statements about how bad is a cashless society and this and that, and not for one moment must you think that I support the potential dangers around these technologies. Don't do that. There's a story that they're making. I saw the stuff on WhatsApp about the digital yuan that is now in circulation in China, and the thing has got an expiry date. What the reality and the truth and the facts behind that digital yuan is, the Chinese government has brought the digital yuan to be a counter and a replacement for the WeChat money. And the reason why the thing has got an expiry date on it, because it's only a selective group of people in China that can use the damn thing, and it is in a test phase, and they are scared that the guys find loopholes to accumulate digital ones illegally. So that expiry date on that digital one is a built-in safety feature. That's what it is. But as usual, the people are pissing themselves about digital one, and the thing has got expiry date and you will lose all your money if you don't spend it on the things the government want, and all that cuck. The same they did about this. They made a big story of the surveillance systems in China. For fuck's sakes, I live in Nelspruit in South Africa. If I go to Riverside, there's about not a fucking meter that I can walk without being observed by a digital camera. That's the reality and the facts and the truth of of the time that we live in. Now, to make a hell of a story about restaurants that are not taking cash anymore and so forth, listen to the problems of the restaurant owners. They are forever running the risk of becoming victims to crime. Forever. People that come to visit the restaurant don't want to walk with a wad of rands in his pocket to pay the restaurant because they are scared they're going to be mugged between their car in the parking lot and the fucking restaurant in South Africa. And I have to get my facts straight because I can't slip. But in the late 80s, I worked with the guys from Standard Bank when they started developing the online banking stuff. And we had the BEST system and the CAT system and all of that. I went through all of that with the banks. Those were the processes that we went through to put you today in the position that you take your phone and you do all your banking on your phone or on your PC. It started there, back in the middle 80s. I was involved in that. We cannot suddenly label all technology as from Satan himself. That is how the world develops. There was a time on this earth that people had to move shit without a wheel. Today you cannot imagine yourself to be in a society where there's no fucking wheels. But this is the problem. And then you get guys, and I'm not going to name names now, and they make these videos and they are so fucking dramatic that it is unbelievable. You would imagine that he is standing as the last bastion between you and the portals of hell. Fuck! Paying with your card makes sense. The problem is, we, the public, allowed the fucking politicians so much fucking power that they can now abuse the fucking electronic systems to fuck us up. We gave them that fucking power. That's correct. We gave them that power. But do not focus on the technology. Focus on the fuckers behind the technology. Who is controlling that technology? And I'm saying again, stand in front of the mirror and look at the fucker that allowed these politicians the power to do what they are doing. We allow them. What should happen is if a minister or some fucking official stands up in Parliament and say, we are now getting the banks to trace every transaction. When he stands up and he says something like that, someone else in that gallery must stand up and say, listen fucker, you try that shit and you will pay for it. You are not going to have the luxury of seeing that come to fruition. Get off that fucking story. It's not going to be allowed. But no. We, the people, allowed this fucking politician species to rise amongst us like a bad fucking fungus. And now the thing is sitting there and is the instrument of XXX to fuck our lives. It is not the technology that is bad. It is the bliksems that we have allowed to control that technology, and we gave them too much control. Too much. So, instead of shitting your pants about a restaurant that doesn't want cash, shit your pants about the fucking government that has made the society so fucking dangerous that neither the restaurant nor the patrons of the restaurant can dare to carry cash because they will get mugged or get robbed. That is where you have to focus. Not on the card machine at the till. And that fucking politician sitting down in a cape, rubbing their hands together for their nice fat salaries and didn't give a fuck about our safety. That is what you must look at. That is the dangerous one. Not the card machine at the restaurant. Not the card machine at the hardware store. Don't forget that. You are sitting here today and you're bitching like hell about all the things they are doing. Meanwhile, you participated in breeding these fucking they species. You participated in that. Now you're screaming at the card machine. So, don't let that shit run away with your emotions and keep you fucking busy ducking the bullets in the field instead of going after the shooter. You must go after the bliksem with a gun, not duck the bullets. If you don't want to get shot, get the guy with a gun. And who is the guy with a gun? 99.9% of the time a fucking politician. So, understand that. The digital world is a natural progression. Just as people went from a sleigh to a trailer with wheels, we went from checks. Yes, many of you don't even know what the fucking checkbook looked like. You don't even know what a check looked like, to doing everything online in your bank. Digital currency, your money that you think you have. If you look in your bank account, what do you see there? You don't see a stack of notes there. It's a fucking lot of numbers. That's all it is. And if every one of us walks into the bank tomorrow morning and say, we want all our money, and you've got your big fucking bag there, and say, bring all my money, they won't be able to give it to you. They won't. Not because the bank doesn't have it, they don't have that much cash on them. That is the realities. So stop getting yourself all fucking hot and bothered about the digital things and about card machines and paying with cards and all of that. I look at this one specific guy. He makes a moor of a story. And it's doom and gloom. And I listen to him and I think to myself, fuck, you expect me, I don't know about other people, but if you expect me to get excited and fueled up on the shit you're talking now, you're making a big fucking mistake. The problem is not the payment at the till at that card. The problem is the crime in the street, the crime in the car park, that makes it impossible for you to safely carry a handbag full of cash. That is the problem, not the car transaction at the fuel pump. It is those fuckers that hangs around the garage, ready to grab you if you get out of your car with money. That, you must never forget that. But you are allowing that to go away, as I said right in the beginning. You are focusing on the shells falling there in the fields and in the cities, instead of finding the fucking cannon. Go and find that cannon. There is your problem. If you want the problem of the bullets flying all over the place stopped, you better find the fucker with a gun. Doesn't help to run around ducking here and there and everywhere and under windowsills and under staircases and shit, ducking for bullets. Find the shooter. And I'm saying it again, the bulk of our fucking shooters has been bred by ourselves. And the fuckers are sitting there in Parliament. They are the dangerous people. They are the dangerous people. And then there is amongst them, many years back in the Parliament were people that were sort of the best that communities could send there. Today, that Parliament seats are filled with fucking riff-raff. Riff-raff, yes, riff-raff. Look at how they conduct themselves there. No respect for other people. They stand and shout and scream and go bananas and fucking point the order, point the order, point the order. The fucking thing doesn't even know what a point of order means. He has just learned that if he screams that long enough, he will get a chance to say something. This is the fuck up, where Parliament used to consist out of the best. Parliament now consists out of fucking riffraff. And once again, it was us, the people that are suffering. It was us that sent those fuckers there. That you must not forget. You are sitting, struggling because you don't have water in your house tonight. Who must take the blame for that? The fucking politicians that instead of developing and maintaining the water reticulation system, no, they each gets a salary of R1 million a year with a hell of a lot of benefits, and then they find thousands of opportunities where they can steal more from the fiscus. So money that should be making sure that you have the running water in your tap is taken by an elite group of people. That is where your problem is. Once again, you don't have water in your house? That is a bullet. Find the fucker with a gun if you want to stop the bullets. Find the fucker with a gun. You really need to think about every incident in your life where things go fucking wrong, and then there's opportunists that take that instance that is wrong and they build a following and they build a fucking I don't know what on top of those bullets. Meanwhile, they don't talk about the shooter. Why? Because they have aspirations to become shooters themselves. I'm going to say it again. If you find yourself in a situation that bullets are flying around you, the only way that you can ensure that those bullets will stop and not kill your family is to find the gun. Find the fucker with the gun. Then you know no more bullets. But to keep on ducking the fucking bullets is stupid, because you will forever be ducking the bullets. And you will be ducking bullets until you find the gun. So in conclusion, don't get emotionally whipped up about the fact that you can only pay with your card at a certain place. Find the fucker that has allowed crime to get out of control, that makes it life-threatening dangerous for you as a consumer to walk through the car park with money in your pocket, and for the business owner to have a till full of notes. Find that gun. Please give me a like and a subscribe and share the thing. Thank you for your support.